So elements are defined by their numbers of protons. So if you have an atom, how do you know which element it belongs to? It's the number of protons in its nucleus. The number of protons is called the atomic number for that element. It's given the symbol Z. I wouldn't have chosen that, but that's what they did. So if we look at helium, so here's some helium balloons. There are helium atoms in here. And if we look in the helium nucleus, we see that there are 2 protons. You can check out any helium atom. It will have 2 protons. That's what makes it helium, okay? The number of protons is like your soul, your personality. You can change what you look like, you can change how you behave, you can change where you live, but you can't change who you are, right? The number of protons doesn't change in an atom. If we look at aluminum, inside the nucleus of aluminum, there are 13 protons. So that's the atomic number, the number of protons in the nucleus, and that identifies what element is this atom. On the periodic table, the elements are listed in order of increasing atomic number. So in each box in the periodic table, there'll be a chemical symbol, and above it there will be a whole number. That's the atomic number. That's the number of protons. So Be is beryllium. Each beryllium atom has 4 protons in its nucleus. You could look over here. Here's xenon. Xenon has 54 protons. And they're ordered here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They just go up. It's kind of this weird situation up here. It's not just a big square table, and we'll learn why later. But that's the atomic number and the chemical symbol. We'll talk about what the atomic mass is in section 4.9. So every element has a name, but it also has a unique chemical symbol. The chemical symbols are all 1 or 2 letters. The first letter is always capitalized. If there's a second letter, it is never capitalized. Many of these symbols are based on the English names of the elements, like C for carbon, and Ni for nickel, Be for beryllium. It's the first 1 or 2 letters of the element's name. But some of them are based on Latin or Greek names. And so they don't seem to make a lot of sense. And that's why I really recommend getting that list off of Canvas on the syllabus tab and making some flashcards and memorize these. So potassium has the symbol K. It's like, there isn't even a K in the word potassium. Well, that's because the historical name was calcium. Sodium is Na because its original name was natrium. Those are the first 2 letters of the historical name, but we don't call it natrium anymore. We call it sodium. Lead is Pb because it was originally called plumbum. It's not a coincidence that plumbers are the people who work with pipes. Pipes used to be made out of lead. So a plumber worked with lead, right? And so those are some examples of where the funky symbols came from. Here's my favorite element. So we should be able to find the name and atomic number for each of these elements. So we do have a periodic table. It's not hanging on the wall, but it's leaning against the wall. So Na, what's the name? Sodium. And what is its atomic number? 11. So we find that on the periodic table. Just knowing the element symbol, all you have to do, it might take you a little bit of looking, but you just have to find the symbol, and the whole number above the symbol is the atomic number. So Ni is which element?
Nickel.
Nickel. And what's its number? 28. How about P? You might want to say potassium. It's not potassium. It's phosphorus. Phosphorus. And what's the number? 15. That tells me that it has 15 protons in its nucleus. Ta. You probably don't know the name of that one, so I'll just tell you. Tantalum. That's an odd one. We don't use that one much. But we can find it in the periodic table. It's number 73. Any questions?
What is that?
It's a metal, but it's an unusual metal. It's rare, so we don't run into it very much. I'm sure there are uses for it. I don't know any off the top of my head.